We all have spent our lives being taught, trained, and educated on focusing how we're supposed to fix our weaknesses. And the truth of the matter is, your strengths are where your greatest success and the greater version of yourself lies. So, have you ever found yourself like looking on social media and seeing someone else's perfect life, comparing yourself and saying, I I don't measure up? Well, we've all been there. And the truth of the matter is, you're never going to win in the comparison game. And today, we're going to break free of all of the nonsense and get you going in the right direction based off of your individual, unique strengths. You ready? Here we go. We live in a world where it's based on the pressure to compare. Social media has us living in a complete highlight reel on a regular basis, constantly being bombarded with curated versions of the people around us, even ourselves, and it gives us a false sense of reality. The truth is, comparing yourself to someone else's online persona is like comparing apples and oranges. Because realistically, what you're seeing is oftentimes whatever their strengths are, you're comparing that versus your weaknesses. And we've all been taught that since we were kids to always just focus on or worry about where our weaknesses lie, as opposed to pouring more gas and more energy and more effort into where our strengths are, because that is our unique ability. The worst of it is that you're led to a cycle of never ending failure. You're never feeling good enough. You're always just looking at all the things and all your flaws because you're comparing to someone else's strengths. Even when you achieve something great, there's always another level. And then you start to doubt yourself. But what I want to share with you today is how you break free of all of that. It's shifting your focus from where your weaknesses are, how you perceive your weaknesses, how you're comparing your weaknesses, to understanding that your unique strengths are what's going to lead you down the path to success and greater and more. Instead of looking outward for validation, what if you started looking inward at where your strengths and talents lie? The things that make you special. What are you naturally good at? What do people come to you for? What do they ask you for advice on? Where do you know that you shine? Maybe it's your creativity. Maybe it's your ability to lead. Maybe you're really good with your hands. Think about it. Some people are great at playing the piano. Some people are great at speaking. I don't know what it is, but I want you to think about, we're all so unique and there's so many things in this world. What are you really good at? Because if you're good at it, there's two things that we already know. One is it's a natural, God-given ability that you need to pour energy into. And two is you're going to enjoy it because you're good at it. You're going to want to stay focused in it because you're good at it. You're not going to lose attention. You're not going to stop paying attention. You're not going to beat yourself up. You're not going to lower your self esteem. Why? Because you're good at it. If you're good at something, what's going to happen? You're going to pour more and more energy into becoming the better version of yourself. When you shift your focus from comparison to appreciation of your strengths, that's where you really start to elevate. You start celebrating what makes you stand out. And that only builds more confidence. Let me share a quick story with you. From when I was a kid, I realized that reading just wasn't my thing. I wanted to become a great leader. I felt that in me. And I started to learn that through some unfortunate incidents that have gone on in my life, of a twin brother getting hit by a car and me having to learn how to lead from a young age. And I became pretty good at that. But the best leaders are the ones that can educate themselves on a higher level as well. I started to realize as I got older that my reading comprehension wasn't on the same level as others around me. I remember my wife could tear through books and obtain all of it and regurgitate the information back, and it just wasn't something that was in my arsenal. But I knew I was pretty good at obtaining information through audible sounds and listening to audible books. And as a result of that, I'm able to then condense it and then share that information with you in a digestible and energized way. That's one of my strengths. So I wasn't going to focus on the fact that I had a lack of reading comprehension and start making myself feel horrible and miserable about the fact that I don't read at that level. But I am good at listening. I am good at obtaining information that I've now poured into. So I, again, want you to harness what your strength is. Don't focus on what it is you're doing wrong. Focus on what you're doing right. What does that do when you're focusing on what you're doing right? It creates momentum, a powerful momentum. By focusing on your strengths, you're basically creating like a positive loop in that you're getting stronger, creating more positive energy, getting stronger, creating more confidence. It just builds towards more and more and more of where you should be, because that is what makes you special. That is what makes you unique, is your own strength, your own ability. So I want you to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. And even if it's just today, writing down where your strengths are and knowing that you're going to start putting some energy, effort, training, and direction around those strengths, because that's leading you to your greater. Here's the truth. From a motivational standpoint, it's not about perfection. It's about what makes you unique and where your strengths lie, because there's something that everyone is good at. And that's where you have to focus your energy. So as I close out here today, I want you to hopefully feel energized and motivated to move forward with what you know you're best at. What is your superpower? What is your greatest of strengths? Because that is exactly where the greatest version of yourself is going to come from. So if this video resonated with you, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content and information just like this to keep you motivated. Drop a comment below on what your strength is and what you're proud of and how your superpower is going to take you to the next level. Let's build a community around self-empowerment, built around our strengths. Because if we all bring our strengths to the surface, we're all going to lead to greater. Thanks for watching. Like I always say, go get it, and I'll talk to you soon.